Designated support decisions. The LPAC's designated support decisions must be made on an individual student basis. Remember, we must take account of the particular needs for second language acquisition support, and they must be done routinely, independently, and effectively. If you provide unfamiliar accommodations for the students, this might hinder their testing instead of helping them. Remember to make these decisions as close as possible to the assessment. Accessibility resources can be found at the two following websites: the 2018 STAAR Decision-Making Guide for LPACs and Accessibility Policy documents located on TA's Accommodation Resource page. Designated supports during state assessments. Remember, we do have designated supports that are available for instruction that allow the students to maximize his academic potential. Not all of these designated supports are suitable for testing. Using designated supports during an assessment allows the test taker to demonstrate their knowledge of the content being tested. LPAC role and collaboration with testing coordinator. Remember, the LPAC, when making these decisions, must work with the campus testing coordinator when they make the decisions and when they process any paperwork. These decisions sometimes provide opportunities to guide teachers. They also support the English Language Proficiency Standards, ELPS, and it also helps determine if there is any professional development needed. Again, testing coordinators must work with the LPACs when making the decisions for ELL students in STAAR assessments. Understanding STAAR accessibility. The accessibility policy has three categories: accessibility features, which are available to all students who need them; designated supports that need to be made by appropriate teams like an LPAC, ART, 504, RTI, and the student must meet the revised eligibility criteria; designated supports requiring TEA approval. Again, the appropriate people at the campus, ART, LPAC, 504, RTI, make these decisions and determine whether the student is eligible and must submit an accommodation request form from TEA. The new 2018 accessibility resource can be found on the TA website. You can see all of the accessibility features. You can see designated support, also designated supports requiring TEA approval. The accessibility feature is on the same page under the 2018 accessibilities. You can click on the link and it'll give you all of the accessibility features that are available to all students who need them. New accessibility features is the use of amplification devices, speakers, frequency modulated systems, use of projection devices, closed circuit televisions, LCD projectors for online testing. You can find those at the following links. You can always click on those links and go to the PDF file that shows you the 2018 STAAR accessibility updates and the 2018 accommodations allowable supplemental aids. You can find more information on designated supports by going to the 2018 accessibilities for STAAR, STAAR Spanish, and TELPAS. It'll give you descriptions of the accommodations, for what assessments, student eligibility criteria, authority for decisions and required documentations. It also provides examples and types and special instructions. Each link provides you information as a description of the designated support. It also tells you what assessment can it be used for. It tells you what is the student eligibility criteria. And it also gives you the information of who is making this decision, who is authorized for this decision. It'll tell you there. It also gives you examples and types. LPAC as an independent authority. These are several of the designated supports that the LPAC can make decisions for students to receive. All of these supports are available for students as a linguistic accommodation. They're also embedded in the STAAR online interface assessment. Changes to locally approved designated support. Content and language supports have been combined into one embedded support. STAAR calculator policy now includes the use of calculators for grade 8 science. The authority for decisions for math manipulatives and supplemental aids have been expanded to include additional campus level teams. Photocopy, not a separate designated support, but has been included within other policy documents, large print, for example. Designated support such as extra time, content and language support, oral sign administration. Some of these designated supports are not new to the assessment program, but are new for LPACs. Sometimes these decisions are done in conjunction with other committees. Remember, when using these designated supports in reading and writing, a student may not exit ELL status. Extra time. Extra time is not an automatic decision. This is something that the ELL student must be using routinely in specific content. It must be because of the second language acquisition and the need for him to understand what he's reading. Non-factors. Factors that are not ELL specific must not be considered, such as test anxiety and the use of test strategies. In your 2018 accessibility form, you will find the designated support form for extra time. It's very specific to the description of the support, what assessments you can use it for, what are the student eligibility criteria to use extra time, who is the authority for deciding and doing the required documentation, and then you have specific instructions